everyone. My name is Arya Guna Padluraman Priyadi from Group 7 with the subject Human and Computer Interaction with the discussion title Evaluation Technique. Before we deep into the discussion, I will introduce all the members of Group 7. First, there is myself, Arya Guna Padluraman Priyadi, and then Putra Febriano, Muhammad Dapa Saptrian, Nadib Yusuf, Pikri Nopal, and lastly, Muhammad Aryanda. Alright, without further ado, let's start the presentation. Okay, now I will explain to all of you general description of evaluation technique. What is evaluation technique? Evaluation technique is a process used to assess the effectiveness, efficiency, and user satisfaction when interacting with a computer system or software. The evaluation process is not carried out through a single phase in a design process but occurs repeatedly, with the result being used to ensure that the system operates as accepted and meet user needs. Right, through ongoing evaluation, developers can identify problems or deficiencies at an early stage, allowing fix and improvement to be made before the final product is launched. And then this evaluation ensure that the system developed is not only functional but also user-friendly and meet user expectation. Okay, next slide. Several things needs to be considered when carrying out an evaluation technique. First, user characteristic inputs in the evaluation, such as age, gender, and user habit, right? First, age. A user age can influence how they interact with a product or system. And then, for example, children may have limitation in reading or understanding complex instruction, while person may have difficulty with interface that are small or less intuitive. And then next, gender. Gender can influence user preference and needs. For example, men and women may have different preference when it's come to curtain color, design, or function of product. Next, user habit. This includes how users typically use a product or service in everyday life. For example, someone who is familiar with technology may understand and use new features more quickly than someone who rarely uses technology. Understanding and considering this characteristic is very important so that the evaluation carried out can provide accurate and relevant results. Second, type of activity that the user will carry out. When conducting evaluation technique, it is important to pay attention to the types of activity that user will perform because this influence how they interact with the product or system being evaluated. Here are something to consider regarding activity type. First, task complexity. Complex activity may require more guidance, support, and intuitive features. The evaluation should consider whether the user can complete the task easily or has difficulty. Second, frequency of use. Frequency performed activity may require an activates and has interface, while infrequently performed activity may require more help or prompts for use to remember how to do them. Third, context of use. The type of activities also influenced by the environment in which the user interacts with the product. For example, using an application is a noise environment or in an emergency situation may require a simpler, more responsive design. And then third, user goal. User activity are usually related to specific goal. Evaluation should ensure that the product or system support achieving those goals in a manner that is effective and satisfying for user. And next, physical interaction. Some activity may involve a lot of physical interaction such as typing, swiping on the screen, or use buttons. Evaluation should consider comfort and ease of use in the context of the activity. And then next, third, the state of the product being evaluated, such as set of sketches and a software prototype or a finished product. A set sketch in the description. This in initial representation of design ideas, often in the form of hand drawing or simple diagram. Evaluation focus. At this stage, the evaluation usually focuses on the basic concept and general layout. The desired feedback is regarding whether the proposed idea and workflow are reasonable and intuitive. And then evaluation method. Group discussion, brainstorming session, or other qualitative evaluation method that allow users to provide feedback based on their understanding of the concept. And then B, software prototype. In the description, this is an early version of a software product that may not be fully functional or complete. Prototype can be low fidelity or AG interactive wireframes or hidden fidelity or AG application with few executable function. And then focus evaluation. In this stage, the evaluation is more detailed, involving user interaction with the interface and basic features. Feedback is focused on usability, navigation, and interface design. And then evaluation method, usability testing, where users are asked to complete certain tasks and provide feedback about any difficulties or confusion they experience. And then C, finished product. In the description, this the final version of the product that is ready to be launched or has been launched on the market. Evaluation focus. Evaluation at this stage aims to ensure that the product function as accepted in a real environment. Feedback includes product performance, user satisfaction, and identification or bugs or problem. And then evaluation method, user certification survey, usage log analysis, in-depth interview and testing of product performance and reliability under various real-world usage condition. Okay, thank you.
Saprian. In this section, I will explain about the objective of evaluation techniques. The purpose of evaluation technique is to ensure that the system being developed is effective, efficient, and meets user needs. Following are the main objectives of the evaluation techniques. The first, assess the functional range of the system. Seeing how well the system performs the task it was designed for. Do all system features and functions work well in carrying out tasks, and the system can handle various situations that may be faced by users. Example, in evaluating a banking application, we will check whether user can easily transfer money, check balance, and pay bills without problems. Next, see the effect of the interface on the user. Understand how the appearance and workings on the interface affect users by considering usability and user behavior. ensure the system is easy for user to learn and use, and the interface helps them complete tasks quickly without many errors. For example, in evaluating a banking application, are the buttons and menus easy to find for users to use? And is the visual design attractive and not confusing? Next, identify problems that occur in the system. Find, find and record all problems or difficulties that user encounter while using the system. This could include bugs, error in design, or areas that hinder or confuse users. For example, when evaluating a banking application, we may find that users often press buttons incorrectly because they are too small or that the login process is too complicated and causes confusion.
And then is evaluation methods. Evaluation methods are some ways that we can use to collect response feedback from users of the application that we create. First is observation and supervision. Observation and supervision involve directly advisors seeing user as they interact with the systems. This method is carried out by an observer noting directly, such as recording the user actions, difficulties, and reaction without intervening the user process. The purpose of these methods is to find out how user interact with the system in real life situations. Second is collection user opinions. Involve the use of tools online or offline, such as surveys, questionnaires, or interview, to obtain direct feedback from users about their experience with the system. Third is experimentation and benchmarking. Implementation this method is more difficult than before because it requires hypotheses, variables, and statistics that we must be collect involving control testing to that relate to the application where users are asked to commit the test. The data collected is used to measure performance, user experience, the comfortable to compare the standards or other systems. Fourth is interpretive evaluations. Using qualitative methods involve narrative analysis or case studies to understand user experience and perception in depth. So in this methods we deep enter to user perspective, how they use the application. The purpose of this method is to help designers find out how users use the system in a real life environment and how the system interacts with other activities. Last is using predictive evaluation, using simulations that we as developers predict how users will interact with the system without requiring the user testing. This method is a simulations or the prediction how user will use our products, our application by using visualization modeling techniques such as analyzing keystroke or asking expert of this application to check the design and predict problems that user actually experience. This technique requires specification such as a low-level prototype is prototype at the final detail stage.
Hello, my name is Muhammad Haryanda. D. Data collection techniques. 1. Logs and telemetry. Automatically collect data about user activity from a system or application such as log file or telemetry data. This can provide quantitative insight into user patterns, time spent on each feature, and issues that may arise. Card sorting. Adds user to group and categories interface element to reveal their understanding of information structure or optimal layout. In card sorting, user are asked to group cards containing interface element such as mines or product categories into group that they consider logical or meaningful. Think a lot protocol as user to verbally share their thoughts as the use system. This provides insight into the user thought process and the problem the mind face. The goal is to gain the right understanding of user thought process as they interact with an interface or system. 4. Questionnaire and survey. Collect from user about their experience with a system or interface. This technique provides written or electronic question to respondent to get feedback regarding user experience such as satisfaction, difficulties, and suggestion for improvement to the system. Questionnaire and content. Close question in the form of multiple choice and open question in the form or direct answer to product quantitative and qualitative data.
A. Data analysis. It is the process of processing and understanding information collected from users to evaluate how they interact with a system or interface. The goal is to identify the user pattern, discover problem, and make sure system satisfaction and effectiveness. 1. Collect data. Data obtained from questionnaire is in the form of the numbers such as how satisfied users are with certain features, observation notes, video recordings, or user activity logs. 2. Cleaning data. The data that has been collected is then checked check for errors or irrelevant data so that the analysis results are more accurate. 3. Organizing data. Data is grouped based on the relevant categories, such as user habits, types of interaction, or problem sets. 4. Analysis data in quantitative and qualitative form. Quantitative analysis using statistical parameters to identify pattern and trend in numerical data. For example, calculation, the average time it takes a user to complete a certain text. Qualitative analysis, interpreting non-numerical data, such as comment or open-ended response from user to find comment themes or patterns. For example, identifying common problem through the interview process that user experience when using the system. 5. Draw conclusion. Conclude effectiveness, efficiency, and user satisfaction with the system. For example, it was found that some user has difficulty navigating certain menus. Provide recommendations. Recommendations for improvement are made based on user experience with system user. For example, user often have difficulty with navigation. The solution is to simplify the menu or add a user guide. In data analysis, researchers usually use a Likert scale to measure indicator or of user satisfaction with a system. There are 5 types of codes that are often used in the Likert scale, include the following. First, strong arc 5. Respondents strong are agree with the question or statements asked by the research. Agree. A sign that the respondent tend to be affirmative of the statement proposed. Undecided or neutral. The respondent cannot give a cause between agreeing or disagreeing. Disagree. This response to agree with the statement or question asked by the research. Strongly disagree. The response strongly disagree with the statement made by the research.
My name Fikri Nova Maulana. I will continue the presentation from the previous page with material on place of evolution. First, laboratory studies. This evolution process is carried out in a controlled environment such as a laboratory or special test room designed for evolution with any user involvement. To carry out laboratory studies, special equipment is needed, such as video cameras, eye tracking device, or screen recording software which used to record user interaction. This controlled condition allow for accurate and repeatable data collection, making it easy to identify and analyze specific problems. However, laboratory environments do not fully reflect real-world usage because users may act differently in a way that is expensive and time-consuming. 2. Field studies. Field studies are conducted in real environments where users typically interact with the system, such as homes, office, or public space. Research observers users in their natural context and recorded their interaction with the system so as to identify possible distractions, such as unwanted noise and high levels of movement. This approach provides insight into how the system is used in the real-life solution, including context and possible glitch, which is more representative of actual user behavior compared to laboratory studies. 3. Participatory design. Participatory design takes place in software workplace and is carried out through a collaborative process of research, designers, and users. Users are not only experimental subjects but play an active role as members of the design team to provide ideas and feedback to each design stage. Participatory design consists of methods that make it easier to convey information between users and designers. These methods are: first, brainstorm. Brainstorming involves all participants in gathering ideas for design and is informal. All information submitted will be collected and then filtered. This information will be used as input to design process. The quality of the resulting design really depends on all the input received. Storyboarding. Storyboards can be used to describe daily user activities, potential designs, and risks that will occur. This tool can be the form of a board containing records of all user activities. Workshop. Workshop can be used encourage knowledge that both participants do not have and provide a clearer view of design. The designer can ask the user about the work environment where the design will be used, and users can propose several technology and design capabilities, thus forming the basis of the design. Pencil and paper exercise. In this method, the design will be discussed and evaluated in accordance with agreements regarding resource limitation. Users can record the work on the text on paper show the difference between user needs and the proposed design. This exercise is a very simple and cheap technique to carry out in the early stage of evaluation, because designers can find out user needs without spending a lot of money.
My name is Putra Purba. I come from University of Muhammadiyah Jakarta. Today I will explain you real-life cases of evaluating technique, which is we can apply of evaluating technique in analytical data. Okay, now we have raw data in here. Raw data about how many people have diabetics in the area. We have raw data in here, and the purpose of analytical data is: number one, recognize pattern, trends, and relationship in the data can provide insight into certain behavior or events. The second is make prediction about the future events or trends based on historical data. Based on raw data, we can prediction about the futures and what shall we do in the futures, just like that. Okay, the third is use data to understand root cases of problem and find effective solution. Okay, we have raw data, we get a problem, and we get the problem, we find effective solution. That's the process. Okay, but we need to jump into data analytical. Okay, before we use the data, this raw data, we need to cleansing a data. how we can cleansing the data. We can choose the algorithm to cleansing the data. We can choose algorithm like KNN algorithms to get FI score. K nearest neighbor stands for KNN. For example, we want to test the algorithm is good or not. So if FI score as low as possible, which is the algorithm is good. Okay, we choose KNN algorithm as method to get FI score. And the second is we using a Python as a programming and main language to mapping a data into a graphical and easy to understand. It's like a graphical, like second is like graphical, second is data table, categorizing data to make sure the data is understand and easier to use. Okay, after we coding and set the algorithm for cleansing the data, we get the result about in the graphical forms. Okay, we have testing accuracy, training accuracy. This is the graphical. Blue stands for training accuracy and red stands for testing accuracy. Now we can see this matrix of data, how much precision of the data, how much accuracy, and the most important is FI score. We get FI score about 0.80, and also we have another graph in here. Maybe I think this real life cases of evaluating technique. Evaluating technique can be applied in data analytical. What the purpose of the data analytic? To get a problem based on raw data, and we get a problem, we prediction the solution based on the problem. Okay, thank you. We come from Team 7 in Human Computer Interaction class. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.